And joining me now with some insight on how all this plays out is South Dakota Senator John Thune. Senator, welcome back. By the way, how does it feel to be a hostage-taking enemy of the country?
That was a little harsh, I thought. Well, I think this is the rhetoric's really heating up on their side. They're very unhappy about this, and the president clearly is not happy to have to make the deal that he made. And I think as far as Republicans are concerned, there are people on our side that aren't happy about unemployment insurance being extended and not paid for, and hopefully we'll get an opportunity to offer an amendment on the floor that will pay for it. But getting a 2-year extension of the rates, getting death tax relief put into place, those are very, very big victories, and I can see why particularly the Democrat left is so unhappy about it.
Well, they say he got taken to the cleaners, that we got screwed, to calling him President Patsy. What do you make of that?
I think it's for them, this is their sort of last gasp, and they want to see those tax rates stay in place. I think they think that the president did cave in, but frankly, the president did what he needed to do. Otherwise, you get a tax increase on January 1st, and it would have affected all Americans. And I think the president knew he had to tack to the center on this. He had to at least reach out to and work with Republicans. And he's obviously taken on a lot of water with his base for doing that, but it's the right thing to do for the country. And so, we need to get this tax rate issue addressed so that we don't have this massive tax increase occur on January 1.
What do you think of what Jim DeMint and Governor Palin had said about this? That we need to extend unemployment. We can't do it without funding it. Number two, we don't need a temporary economy. We don't need temporary tax rates. Businesses need to look 5-10 years down the road. What do you think of that criticism?
I don't disagree with any of that. I think that businesses do need certainty, and I would prefer if we could get a permanent extension of this for all taxpayers. But right now, the Democrats have 58 votes in the Senate and about 260 votes in the Senate, and they have a Democrat White House. That's not likely to happen. And so I hope what we can do is at least get this 2-year fix put into place, and we'll have an opportunity when we get some reinforcements in January to start looking at tax policy on a longer-term basis. But I do agree with what Senator DeMint is saying, and that is we need to try and come up with a way to pay for this $60 or $55 billion extension of unemployment benefits, and we will be offering in amendments in the Senate to do just that.
All right. Do you think this passes in the U.S. Senate?
Well, my guess is, Sean, that there will be a lot of Democrats that are going to squawk about this, but in the end will probably come around to vote for it, and I think most Republicans will as well. I just think it's that important. We can't not provide certainty to small businesses and families into the markets with these tax increases looming out there on January 1.
Now, just earlier tonight, I see that the DREAM Act was passed in the House of Representatives, 216 to 198. Does it pass in the Senate, do you think?
I think that all these things that are on the Democrats' agenda, including the DREAM Act, are check-the-box type issues. They made promises to certain constituencies, and putting these things on the floor of the United States Senate, knowing that you don't have the votes to pass them, seems to be kind of a cynical political ploy. But that's what we're up against. Yeah. That's what they want to do between now and the end of the year. But we've said, we have 42 Republicans on a letter that said deal with the taxes issue first, deal with spending. Let's get hopefully a short-term CR in place to get us into next year when we get some reinforcements and we can write the budget. And let's be done with it. Let's don't get any more of this liberal agenda passed before the end of the year. And we're going to do everything we can in the Senate to stop that.
Senator, a lot of people are speculating that you are going to be making a run for the presidency. Are you thinking about it?
It's a lot harder decision than deciding to run for the Senate, Sean. I'm going through a process and doing diligence and talking to a lot of people, but obviously there are a lot of things that you weigh. First and foremost is, do I have something to contribute? And is there something that I can help do for the American people and provide a vision for this country that will get us back on track? And we're in the process of trying to decide that now.
All right, so when you're ready, just come on the show. You can announce it right here.
Will do. All right, thanks, Sean.
All right, Senator, good to see you again. Appreciate it.